Okay, so today it's our first Max live class, yes? And I hope everything is ready with you, your textbook and your notebook is ready for doing the problems and all. And before starting, I would like to wish you all the best for your exams, because today our first midterm examination is about to start in the evening. So all the best, and don't forget Monday is our Max exam, and study well. And on Wednesday, I have given you some homeworks which you have to complete by Sunday. By Sunday afternoon, I will give you the answers. So no need to do it now, just keep it aside. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow is there, you can complete by Sunday, and I'll give the answers in your WhatsApp. Okay. So we are going to start our new chapter. It's already written on the board, that is chapter 21, data handling. It's a very simple one. You already studied half portion of this chapter. That last year you have studied data handling in a simple way. And today we will be just we will be studying the calculations and all, along with what we have we will revise what we have studied last year also. Okay, and this data handling is coming under a topic called statistics. It is a branch of mathematics. Some of them are telling it is a science, and some of them are telling it is as a branch of mathematics, but we are following it as a branch of mathematics. It's very simple. Statistics is very simple as you are concerned with the other chapters what you are studying. Okay, so what do you mean by statistics? Statistics is a branch of mathematics that you already know. I already told you, and you already studied last year. It's a branch of mathematics. It is the study of collection. Then we have to collect something, and then we have to analyze it, then interpret it and represent it. Okay, so statistics is a study of collection of informations, analysis of the information, representation of an information, interpretation of information. So it is in your text, it is given as statistics is the science that deals with the collection, presentation, analysis and interpretation of numerical informations. So what we are collecting, it will be in the form of numerical figures. Is it clear? What we are collecting, the informations, we have to write it in the numerical figures. These numerical figures, what we are collecting is called as data. Please turn off your audio. Okay, the study, it is so once again I will just repeat it. What is statistics? It's a study of collection, analysis, interpretation and representation of numerical informations. So informations what we are collecting, it is written in figures, numerical figures, and this numerical figures we call it as data. This is how it is written as data handling. So we are going to study about how to handle these data what we have collected. So for example, I'll just tell you Thrissur town. This is Thrissur town. We are in Thrissur town. We just want to, the government is appointing someone to collect how many schools are there in this town area. Not districts, not town I won't say, district. How many schools are there in district, which is government schools and private schools. And some that is one type of data collection, that is how many schools are, government schools are there and how many private schools are there. So you understood, so that will be in figures, we will be collecting it. Now next one, just one more example I can tell you. Some schools are having LP schools only, lower primary schools, classes only. Here we have in St. John's, Varandrapalli St. John's school is having only lower primary classes. So some schools will be having only lower primary, that is first standard, second standard, third standard and fourth standard. But some schools will be there with upper primary, that is till 8th standard, it will be there, 7th standard, that is 1 to 7 standards will be there in some schools. Some schools will be having till 10th standard. Some will be having higher secondary, that is 11th and 12th, just as our school. We are having +1, that is 11th and 12th also we are having. So such informations which we are about to collect it. So, one person is appointed to collect some informations from this Thrissur district, or just say in corporation, around this corporation. Corporation means municipal corporation, you know that municipal corporation, inside this municipal corporation or inside a panchayat. So, we will say just Varanthapalli panchayat, how many primary schools are there, that is LP till 4th standard, how many UP schools, that is with LP and UP, lower primary and upper primary schools together till 7th standard schools are there, then how many 10th, till 10th how many schools are, these and how many higher secondary schools are there. This can be collected, a person will be appointed for that, and this person will be going here and there, and he will be collecting all the names of the schools and how many students are studying. These all will be written in figures, right? This all will be, we won't be writing it this, they didn't ask you to write which all schools are there, they only just asked to write how many schools are there. So, we will be writing it in figures, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, like that we will be writing. So, these informations we are writing it in figures, and these figures we call it as data, and each figure inside this is called as the observation. I hope it is clear to you. What is statistics is clear, then what is data, and then what is observation. I hope it is clear to you. And there are two types of data. One is primary data and another one is secondary data. Primary data means the person directly goes and collecting the informations. The person is going directly and collecting the informations. Another thing, the second data is secondary data. Secondary data, that person will be depending upon or relying upon other sources. Sometimes it will be collected and kept, so he will be going and collecting that and just writing, reports will be written on that case. So, he will be relying on other sources to collect the information. So, two types of data are there, primary data and secondary data. I hope that also is clear to you. And now, you have the original data, what is collected, that is the data information that which is collected is called as the raw data. So, we already studied raw data, you already studied all these things last year, by I am only just repeating it, understood. So, the data in the original form is called as the raw data. So, you will be given, while doing the problems or anything, you will be given raw data only. You have to arrange it, that also you studied it before doing what tabulations and all these things. You have to arrange these data, isn't it, either in ascending order or in descending order. So, just I will write one example is that, so the data is collected So, here datas are written, this data is simple one, numbers are written here, just consider it as the raw data. Here it has 6, 7, 6, 1, 3, 5, 9, 7 and 2. This is the data, raw data. So, before doing a tabulation or before doing anything there, first what you have to do, you have to arrange it in ascending order or descending order. This arrangement of the ascending order and descending order is called as array. What it is called? It is called as array. So, if you are arranging a raw data in ascending order or descending order, that is called as array, or we can say it as arrayed data. So, this is the raw data and I didn't arrange it, I will arrange it and write what is I am just following ascending order. So, okay, I will be arranging it in ascending order. I think you also studied that way, ascending order you are arranging. So, first is 1, just cut this one. Now, next what is the smallest one? 2 is the smallest one, right? I'll write it here. 1 I have written and then 2. Then comes what? Any other 2's are there? No. Only next is 3 is there. So, I wrote 3 and then next smallest number is, what is that? 5. Next smallest number is 5 and then comes 6. One more 6 is there, so I am going to write that, one more 6. Then comes 7. Then comes another 7, that also I have written there, and then the last number is 9. Okay. So, here I have arranged this row data in the form ascending order, and this is called as either array or arrayed data. Is it clear? Okay. So, here in a textbook it is given as the row data when put in ascending or descending order of magnitude. Magnitude means the numerical value of that. In max magnitude means it is the numerical value. Is called an array or arrayed data. I hope it is clear to you. Is it clear to you? Okay. So, the next portion that what we are going to see is how we are going to represent these data. Here only the figures are given, how we are going to represent it. So, here representation means you have already studied the graphical representation. How you are, which all type of graphs you have studied? You have studied the pictograph, bar graph, vertical bar graph and horizontal bar graph, then line graph, and then pie graph also you have studied. That is the pictorial representation of data, raw data is what is given to you. So, it is easy for us to understand what is given, the informations what is collected, and if you are representing in the picture form, it is very simple to understand. Okay. Another form you have studied, that is the tabulation, tabulation of data. You already studied tabulation of data. So, that we will just revise it, how tabulation is being done. So, we have to represent this in table form, that is tabulation, table form. So, as we are doing we will do a problem, and then with that problem we will, I will explain it. Please turn off your audio. Please turn off your audio, it will be disturbance to others also. Okay. So, tabulation we will with an example we will do it, and then we will I will explain it to you. Okay. So, till now what is given there, it is in your textbook, you can underline it and study it. But what I am going to write it on the board, that you have to write down. Question you can write it later, you leave space for writing the question, and the rest of the things you have to write it. Is it clear? Okay. So, here from exercise 21A, we will do one problem, and with that I will explain how to mark the tally marks, all these things. Okay. So, that the question is from exercise 21A, fourth question. Some more things are there to explain to you. So, with this question I will explain more about it. Okay. The fourth question is, following that data shows the weekly wages in rupees of 10 workers in a factory. The wages are given there 3,500, 4,250, 4,000, 4,250 again, then 4,000 is coming, then 3,750, 4,750, 4,000, 4,250 and 4,000. So, here wages of 10 workers are given in rupees. So, that what we will do in answer, question you can write it later. Now, we will start writing the answer. Okay. So, first I am going to write the wages, what are given there. Wages, here is the fourth question, exercise 21A. So, the wages are given as 3,500, 4,250, 4,000, 4,250, then again comes 4,000, 3,750, 4,750, again 4,000, and then 4,250. The last one is 4,000. I hope it is clear. 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. 10 wages are given, that is 3,500, 4,250, then 4,000, 4,250, 4,000, 3,750, 4,750, 4,000, 4,250 and 4,000. So, these are the wages of 10 workers given there. So, first what you have to do? First you have to arrange it in array. So I am going to arrange it in array form. Okay. So first we have to arrange. So we are going to write it in ascending order. So if it is repeatedly coming, you have to write that also. Don't omit it. So which is the smallest one here? Lowest one is 3,500. So I am writing 3,500. I am cutting this 3,500. Any other 3,500 is there? No, no other 3,500 is there. So next number, next smallest number, what is that? Here it is 3,750. So 3,750. So that also I am going to cut. Any other 3,750 is there? No, no other 3,750 is there. So we will go for the next smallest number. Which is the next smallest number? That is 4,000. So this 4,000. Any other 4,000 is there? Yes. One is here. So I am writing 4,000. Another one is here. That also I am writing. One more is there. So 4,000s are there. Okay. Now next is, which is the next smallest number? That is 4,250. 4,250. So here again one more 4,250 is there. Then here also one 4,250 is there. And then what is the here last number is given as 4,750. So it is 4,750. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. So we arranged it in the form of array. We have written this. So we have arranged it from ascending order, that is from smallest to the biggest number, largest number. Okay. Now in the tabulation form, what we have to do next? Next we have to draw a table with all these things written there. So you know how to draw a table. Whatever you are drawing, you have to draw with pencil and scale. Again, maths, don't draw anything with your pen. Please draw it with your pencil and scale. Okay, table and all, it should be very neat. You have to draw it with pencil itself. And what are all things are you writing in it, you have to write it with pen. Okay. So this, I think your arrangement you understood how to do it. So I am going to just rub it because there is no space for here to draw the table. So the table I am drawing it here. Okay. So this is the table what we need. So here in the table, the first one is the wages in rupees. Wages in rupees. Then what we have to do? We have to write the tally marks. Okay. So according to the array, what we have arranged it in ascending order, which is the first number, that I will tell you later. What is the first number here? It is 3,500. Look in that arranged form. How many 3,500 is there? Only one 3,500 is there. So in tally mark we will put 1 there. I hope it is clear to you. And then next comes 3,750. How many 3,750 is there? Again it comes as 1. So 1 tally mark. Okay. Then comes 4,000. How many 4,000 is there? There are 4 4,000s. Just count it once again. How many 4,000s are there? 4 4,000s are there. So 4 tally marks we are writing. Okay. Then comes 4,250. How many 4,250s are there? 3 are there. 1, 2, 3 tally marks. Then comes 4,750. How many are there? Only one 4,750 is there. So, here the wages we have written, that is the wages only once we have written that wages. Okay, no need to repeatedly write 4,000 because we are putting the tally marks here. How many times that wages is repeating, that observation is repeating, how many times it is occurring, that we have written it here in the tally marks. Okay, and in that how many times it is repeated, how many times each observation is occurring or repeating, that we have to write there in that last column, and we are calling it as the frequency. So, the number of times the observation is repeatedly coming, or number of times observation is occurring, we call it as frequency. Okay. So, here we are writing it as frequency. I hope it is clear to you. So, the number of times each observation is repeatedly occurring, that is called as frequency. Here 3,500, how many times it is coming? Only one time. So, we will write it as 1. And then 3,750, how many times it is repeating? Only one time, it is not repeating. So, that also we will write that as 1. Then 4,000, how many times it is repeating? 4 times it is repeating. So, I am writing it as 4. And then 4,250, how many times it is repeating? 3 times, 1, 2 and 3. So, we are writing it as 3. Then 4,750, how many times? Only one time it is coming. So, we are writing it as 1. I hope what frequency is clear to you. How many times the observation is repeatedly occurring, that is called as the frequency. And now we will just write the total frequency. What is total frequency? What is the total of this one? 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 1, 9, 9 plus 1, 10. So, 10, the frequency of this table is the 10. Total frequency is 10. And this type of table we call it as frequency distribution table. It is there in your textbook. It is given as frequency distribution table. I hope it is clear to you what is frequency. It is clear how to draw the table. It is clear how to write the tally mark, how to write the frequency. I think it is clear to you. And this table is called as the frequency distribution table. Is it clear? Okay. Now, here in this, the question number 4, don't forget about this, we are doing the 4th question of the exercise. So, in that first question is prepare a frequency distribution table. So, we prepared the frequency distribution table. This is the first question's answer. Okay. Now, it is your second question is what is the range of wages in rupees? What is the range of wages? Second question, what is the range of wages? In rupees you have to write, because the wages is given in rupees. So, you have to write the answer in rupees. Clear? What is the range? What do you mean by range? Range can be calculated by finding the difference between the highest value observation and the lowest observation. Range means what? Range is the difference between the highest or the largest or the biggest observation and the lowest observation or smallest observation. Difference between means what? You have to subtract the smallest observation from the largest observation. That is, range is equal to just write this formula also, largest observation minus the smallest observation. I hope it is clear to you. That is, range is equal to largest observation minus the smallest observation. Now, from this question, which is the largest observation here? It is 4750. So, we are writing it as 4750 minus the smallest observation. Which is smallest observation? This one, isn't it? 3500. And one more thing which I forgot to write it, I don't know whether you noticed it, it is in rupees. So, what you have to write here? It is the wages, right? It is the wages. So, you have to write the unit here, because the question itself is what is the range of wages in rupees. So, here you have to write the symbol for rupees. Is it clear? So, subtract it. What answer did you get? Did you subtract it? Can you type it and send it? Anyone? Fast. Fast. Over. Or I will tell the answer. I want from you. Anyone? Subtract, that is 4750 minus 3500. Subtraction is not over yet. That means you are not doing it as I am right. Yes, anyone? 1250. Who gave the answer? Gautam, Rudraksh, many are there. Okay, very good. Okay. So, the answer is rupees 1250. I hope you understood it. What is a frequency table you understood, and what is a range also you understood. I hope so. Very good. I got the answer from two people. The name I got it, that is one is Gautam and one is Rudraksh, and many of them have written that also, that teacher told me. Okay, very good. Congratulations all those who done it, and others those who didn't do it, please do it and write the answer there. Okay, do the subtraction in the working column and then do. Don't do it here itself, do it then the other side in the working column and do it. Clear? Okay. Now, third subdivision of it. What is the third subdivision? How many workers are getting the maximum wages? How many workers are getting, I am not writing it here because it's simple one, you can write it straight away looking at the frequency table. How many workers are getting the maximum wage? Which is the maximum wage here? It is 4750. The person who is getting the maximum wage is 4750, and how many of them are getting this 4750? Only one person is getting, isn't it? Only one person is getting. So, you can write, after writing the question, the third one, you can write the answer as 1. I hope it is clear to you. Is it clear? Okay. So, we understood how to tabulate the given informations or data given it, how to tabulate and write and represent it in a table form, that we already studied now. So, already you studied last year, I just wanted to recall it for you, just revising, we are just doing some revision on this one. Okay. So, first we drawn the table with pencil, not with pen, with pencil you have to draw the table. Okay. Now, then we wrote in the first column, we wrote the wages. Here in the question wages are given. So, that is why we have written wages, and in rupees in the bracket we have written. Then we have written this tally mark and then the frequency. How many times it is repeated? What is frequency? How many times this is repeated, the data is repeatedly occurring. Okay, that is frequency. So, here first we wrote this wage. So, first what we did in the first, we arranged it in array. That is in descending order or ascending order you can arrange. So, we arranged it in ascending order in the beginning, and then we wrote the wages here. So, the 3500, how many times it is repeated? One time. So, we wrote the one tally mark, then 3750 one time only, then 4000 coming 4 times it is repeatedly coming, and then 4250 it is coming 3 times, then 4750 it is coming 1 time. So, the frequency table, frequency how much it is repeatedly coming we have to write. So, 1 we wrote, here also 1, here 4 tally marks are there. So, we wrote 4, and then here 3 tally marks are there, we wrote 3, and then 1 tally mark. So, we wrote 10. And 2 questions, other subdivisions, what is that? What is the range of wages in rupees? That is a second subdivision. So, that we wrote it as range is equal to what is, how to find range? That is largest observation minus the smallest observation. So, the difference between the largest observation and the smallest observation. Here it is given in wages. I am not writing it wages here because it is a common formula, general formula I have written here, that is largest observation minus the smallest observation. So, largest observation is 4,750 rupees, 4,750 minus rupees 3,500. Got the answer as rupees 1,250. Clear? The third question was, what was the third question? How many students obtained, yes, how many workers are getting the maximum wages? How many workers are getting the maximum wages? What is the maximum wage? Here it is 4,750, and how many person is getting it? Only one person is getting. So, we wrote it as 1 here, and I hope it is clear to you. Okay. Just one more problem we will do it here, that is in the same exercise. The same exercise, sixth question, arrange the following data in descending order. Then 3 subdivisions are there. I am not writing the question there, I am just writing the arrayed form, I will write there. You can write it. Arrayed data. So, this is the, which question? 6th question, okay. Arrayed data, it is 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, again 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.7, 3.8, 3.8, 3.9, 3.9, 4.0 and then 4.1. So, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 numbers are given, decimals are given here. Okay. So, here the first question is determine the range. You have to determine the range. What is the range? Range means you have to write the formula. I am not writing it here. You have to write the formula. What is the range formula? Largest or largest observation minus the smallest observation. So, here which is the largest observation? It is 4.1. So, range is equal to 4.1 minus, which is smallest one? 3.1. What is the answer? Can you give me? 4.1 minus 3.1. Fast, fast. Anyone? (1.1). 4.1 minus 3.1. 1.1. Who gave the answer there? Rudrash. What is it, Rudrash? No. Don't switch off. Switch off your audio, please. Turn off your audio. 1.0. Okay. So, 1.0 you can write it as 1. 1.0 means you can write it as 1 also. Okay. Very good. Now, the second subdivision. What is the second subdivision in that question, that one? How many numbers are less than 3.5? How many numbers are less than 3.5? Can you give the answer? Fast, fast. 3.5. Less than 3.5. How many? How many? Anyone? 4? 2 3.5s are there. See, 1, 2 3.5s are there. Only 4 numbers? 3.5. What is that? 3? 1, 2, 3. One more is there. 3.4 is also there. So, how many numbers? Who told 4 first time? 4. So, that is less than 3.5. 4 numbers. Okay. So, clear? Okay. Now, third question. How many numbers are 3.8 or above that? how many numbers are 3.8 and above? 3.8 also it is included there. 3.8 is also included. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yes, I got it. 5. Turn off your audio. It is not audible for me. It is disturbing that. Okay, whenever you are getting, then only you switch on it. Otherwise, you just turn off your audio. Just tell the answer and then turn off. Okay, everyone is just turning it on at the same time, that's why. So, 3.8 and above. So, 3.8, how many numbers are there? Decimal numbers are there? 2 are there. That 2 should be counted. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, the third question's answer comes as 5. Only 5? No. 5? I don't think so. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4.1 also is there. 6 numbers are there. You made me go wrong. Okay. So, 6 numbers are there. Understood? That is, I also wrote it as 5. Sorry. So, here we have 6 numbers. 3.8 twice it is coming, and then 3.9 2 times it is coming, then 4.0 and then 4.1 is also coming. So, 6 numbers are there. Is it clear? Okay. Now, what we are going to study. So, this is clear to you all, I think, tabulation and arranging range. A new thing you studied this year is range, how to calculate the range. Now, we will go for some calculation part of the statistics. Some calculation part is there, where we will be getting some raw data, we will be getting. This is only representation of data. Okay, so graphical representation and this tabular representation we have studied. Now, we are going to study the simplest form of calculation of data given to you. The first one what we are going to study is mean. It is called as mean, M-E-A-N. Mean. Understood? It is actually, have you studied, I hope you studied average, how to find the average. You might have heard teachers telling our average child or average, the average mark of our class is this much, and you might have heard this word very regularly, or we are using this word in a daily life, average. That is what is meant by mean. So, the average, how to find this average or how to find this mean, that is what we are going to study now. A simple formula you have to remember it, that is mean is equal to sum of the observations divided by number of observations. Okay. So, observation, you know what it is, data is what we are getting, this each thing, each element or each figure we call it as observation. Okay. So, here mean, how to calculate mean or average. Normally we use in statistics, we use it as mean, so you also have to use it as mean, don't use average there. I just told in a colloquial language what is meant by mean, that we call it as average. Okay. So, mean is equal to sum of the observations divided by number of observations. A small problem we will do. With that, I will explain to you what to do it. Okay. So, here it is from exercise 21B. First question itself. Find the mean of, I hope you took the question from there in your textbook page number, I am not sure about your textbook's page. Find the number of 53, 61, 60, 67 and 64. The numbers are given as 53, 61, 60, 67 and 64. So, these numbers are called as the observations. Understood? These are the observations. So, how to find the mean? You have to find the sum of the observation first, and then you have to find the number of, how many observations, how many observations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 observations are there. So, sum of the observations you have to find, and then you have to find the number of observations already given. So, I am just writing the numbers here, that is 53, 61, 60, 67 and 64. These are the observations given to us. And now we have to find the mean. Mean means I already wrote it there. You can write after this the sum of observation divided by the number of observations. So, now first I am going to find what is sum of the observations. Sum of the observations. How we will do this? You have to add all these things together. These observations you have to add, sum means addition. You have to find the total of these observations. So, 53 plus 61 plus 60 plus 67 plus 64. You have to find the added sum here. You have to find the sum of these things. What will be the sum? Do it fast. What is the sum of this one? Add it in the working column. Okay, draw a working column and add it in the working column. What you will get? The sum of the observations. The sum of the observation is 305. I only wrote what is the sum of the observation. Sum of the observation means you have to add all the observations together. So, you are getting the answer as 305. I did not do it here, you can do it in your working column. Okay. Now, the next one is number of observations. You have to write number of observation. Number of observations is equal to, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 observations are there. So, that is equal to, we are writing it as 5. Okay. Now, mean is equal to sum of the observations divided by number of observations. So, what is mean? Mean is equal to sum of observation. What is sum of observation? 305 divided by number of observations. What is the number of observations? 5 is the number of observation by 5. Now, you have to find the answer. Divide it and find the answer. 61. Very good. The answer we got it as 61. Please. 61. Okay. Is it clear? How we are getting 61? Is it clear? You have to divide it and find it out. So, it is 6, 5 will go here 6 times and 6 5s are 30 and then 61. I hope how to calculate mean you got it. Understood? I hope it is clear to you. Mean means it's average, finding an average of this what observations given to us. Sometimes average will be a number from mean, maybe a number from the given observations, but it will lie between 53 and 60, which is the smallest one 53 and which is the largest one 67. So, mean will lie in between the largest and the smallest observation what is given to you. It should not be the same number what is given to you, the observation what is given to you. It will lie between the smallest and the largest observation. Okay, mean should not be strictly, it should be any other observations given here. No, it should not be like that. It can be any number between, lying between the smallest and the biggest observation. I hope it is clear now what is mean. So, mean means sum of the observations divided by number of observations. Okay, okay, clear. So, we will go for the next question. Third question of your exercise. Third question of this exercise. The question is, find the mean of first 10 odd natural numbers. You know what is even numbers, you know what is odd numbers, you know prime numbers, everything you are thorough with it. So, what is the odd numbers? What are the odd numbers? Numbers which cannot be divisible, which cannot be divided by 2. Such numbers we call it as odd numbers. So, which are the first 10 odd numbers? First 10 odd numbers. So, the 10 odd numbers. Just writing short forms here, you can write this way itself. 10 odd numbers. Which are the first 10 odd numbers? Don't go for any other odd numbers. They have specifically they have given in the question that first 10 odd numbers. So, which are the first 10 odd numbers? Odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17 and then 19. Yes, correct. So, these are the first 10 odd numbers. I hope it is clear to you. So, we have to find the mean of this first 10 odd numbers. So, first I am not writing the sum of the numbers and all. First one for you to understand only I wrote it, sum of the observations is equal to this, number of observation is equal to this and all. I wrote it for you to understand it. Now, I am just straight away I am going to write it, I hope. Do I want to write this again? Anyone? Do I have to write number of observation is this much, sum of observation is this much and all? Do I have to write? No answer. Yes or no? Anyone? No. Okay. So, I am just writing what is mean. Mean is equal to sum of observations divided by number of observations. I hope it is clear. So, the sum of observation. What is sum? So, you have to write all these things there, okay. Don't write the simply sum there. So, you have to write in step by step. So, I am writing the odd numbers here plus 19 divided by. So, this 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13 plus 15 plus 19, 17 plus 19. So, we have written the sum here, we are writing it. Sum we will write it again, added form we are writing it here, okay, with the operation. Okay. Now, how many observations are there? It's already given as 10, first 10 odd numbers. So, how many observations will be there? 10 will be there. So, the number of observation is 10. Now, what you have to do? Add it in the working column. Anyone finished adding it? Anyone finished adding it? Answer. Sum I want. What is the sum of this observations? What sum you got? Sum of 100. Very good. It is 100. The sum of the first 10 odd numbers is 100. 100 divided by 10. What is the answer? 10. Clear? 100 divided by 10 is 10. I hope it is clear to you. Okay. Now, which question we will go? Okay. 10th question. We will go for 10th question. We will go for 10th question. The 10th question is given as, find the mean of first 6 multiples of 3. Find the mean of first 6 multiples of 3. First 6 multiples of 3. first 6 multiples of 3. What are the first 6 multiples of 3? It is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and then 18. So, the first 6 multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and 18. So, you have to find the mean here, mean. Mean is equal to that formula you have read. I am not writing it here, you have to write the formulas in your notebooks. Okay, I am not writing here, I am just straight away doing the problem. So, 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 12 plus 15 plus 18 divided by how many observations are there? So, already given first 6 multiples, that means the number of observations is 6. Now, add it up. What answer you will get? The sum of the 6 multiples, first 6 multiples of 3. What is the sum here? 63. Okay, very good. 63 by 6. Divide it and find the answer in decimal. Divide 63 by 6 and write the answer in decimal. You will get a decimal fraction there. What is the answer for 63 divided by 6? Finished? 5. 1.5. 10.5, not 1.5. When you divide it, forgot about division. Did you forget? 63 divided by 6, 1 time, 6, 0. You are bringing down 3. Will 6 go in 3? No. So, what you will do? In the quotient, what you will do? You will add a 0, right? And then here, you will adding a 0 in the remainder. So, how many times 6 will go in 30? While you are adding the remainder 0 there in the remainder, you will be putting a decimal form here. Forgot about the division and decimals. 5 times 30. So, here you will get the answer as 10.5. I hope it is clear. You have to apply all these things what is coming, what you have studied earlier in the chapter and your earlier years what you have studied, you have to apply it. Division and all, don't forget it, because now and then in all the calculations it is coming. Okay, revise these things, don't forget about it. I hope this one is clear to you. Now, we will go to another problem, that is the 5th problem in your textbook. 5th problem. Observations are given in algebraic form, that is x is also there. Here how many observations are given? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 observations are given. I will write the observations first here. That is x plus 3 is one observation. Another one is x plus 5. Another one is x plus 7. Then next is x plus 9 and the last one is x plus 11. You have to find the mean of this one. Mean of these observations where x is also coming. You have studied algebra and you know how to add x and all, you are thorough with it. So, these are the observations given. What is that? X plus 3 is the one observation, second one is x plus 5, third is x plus 7, fourth is x plus 9 and the fifth one is x plus 11. How you can find the mean of this one? Add it. Sum you have to find, a number of observations we know it is 5. So, the normal way you write the formula for finding the mean and then you write it x plus 3. I am putting it in bracket x plus 3 and all because it is a single term, that is why, okay, to understand. Then x plus 5, then x plus 7, then plus x plus 9, one more is there, that is x plus 11 divided by how many observations are there? Divided by 5. Okay. Now, like terms, x is having only one x is there, no powers are there. So, x is a single term. So, here like terms, all the x's are like terms. So, how many x is there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, it comes as 5x plus what you have to do? You have to add 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11. They are like terms, constants. So, you have to add these constants together. So, add it and tell me what the sum of these constants. What is the sum? Yes? 35. The sum of the constants is 35 divided by 5. Now, what you can do? Now, here what you can do? I am just going to separate it and do it. That is, making it separate terms, fractions I am going to do, because common factor is, common denominator is 5 here. So, both the cases I am going to write it as 5 itself in the denominator and separating it and do 5x by 5 plus, this operation I am writing this, 5x by 5 plus 35 by 5. Now, you can do the division, right? So, here this will go here, so it will be 1 time each. So, x plus 35 by 5. What is 30 by 5? 30 by 5 is 7. So, that answer comes as x plus 7. I hope it is clear to you. Is it clear? Is it clear? No answer. Is it clear? Did you understand how to do this? Yes, it is clear. Okay. So, first what we did, mean. So, you have to write the formula for writing the mean. Okay, finding the mean. Mean is equal to sum of the observations by number of observations. The sum of the observation is given here. We are writing it in the brackets because each observation, just to understand that these are the main observations, and divided by 5 because 5 observations are there. So, here we added it. So, we got it as 5x plus 35 by 5, and then I just separated it because they are like terms. So, 5's are coming. Here it is 5, the total denominator is 5. So, that means the 5 stands for denominator for 5x, and also for 35, 5 is the denominator. So, 5x by 5 plus 35 by 5. So, we got the answer as x plus 7. Clear? Okay. Now, we will go for another question. Ninth question of your book exercise. Ninth question from the book. Here, I will read the question. If the mean of 8, 10, 7, x plus 2 and 6 is 9, find the value of x. Here the observations are given, and then you have the mean is given, you have to find the value of x. Okay, so the observations are, what are the observations? 8, 10, 7, x plus 2 and 6. These are the observations, and now we know what is mean. So, number of observations. So, I will just write number of observation. What are the number? What is our number of observation? How many observations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 observations are there. Okay. Now, what is given? Mean is given. What is the mean here? Mean is given as 9. Mean is given as 9. We have what they have told us to find. They told us to find the value of x. This x we have to find the value of x. That x we have to find. Clear? So, how you can find? We know that mean is equal to sum of the observations by number of observations. I will just write Mean means it is 9 given here. So, mean is equal to what? Sum of the observation. Just write like this. When you are writing, you please write the full observation spelling, okay? And then number of observation, okay? Sum of observations by number of observation. Here sum, mean means what is, and just substituting which what is given here. We are substituting it with what is given here. So, what is mean here? Mean means it is 9. 9 is equal to sum of the observations. What is sum of observations? That is 8 plus 10 plus 7 plus x plus 2 plus 6 divided by, what is number of observations? Number of observation is 5. Is it clear to you? Mean is given as 9 here. In the question itself, mean is given as 9. So, I wrote for mean, instead of mean I wrote it as 9. And then sum of observations, we are adding all this sum together and then by 5. We have to find the value of x here. Okay. Now, what is the sum of the observations? Please find the sum of the observations. What is the sum of the observations? X plus x, we do not have any other x, there only one x is there. So, we are writing just x here. X plus what it is? What you are getting answer? X plus 33, x plus 33 by 5. Mean, I am writing it in the not different way, is equal to 9. For you to calculation should be easy. To calculate it should be easy, that is why I am just writing this is equal to 9. So, same thing, I have just changed the places, that is all, okay, both the case change the places, simply written it like this, same meaning is same here. Observe sum of the observations by number of observations is equal to mean. So, mean 9. Okay, now this can be taken to the other side. So, the x plus 33 is equal to 9. When division is taken to other side of the equal to, what it will become? It will become multiplication. So, this is equal to 9 into 5. What is that? 9 5s are 45, right? That is x plus 33 is equal to 45. Now, we have to find the value of x here, right? So, the x is equal to 45 and some plus sign is taken to the other side, it will become minus sign, right? So, minus 33. What is 45 minus 33? What is 45 minus 33? Answer fast. 12. 12, right? 45 minus 33 is 12. So, what is the value of x? X is equal to 12. Did you understand how to do it? With this, we will wind up the class, that is why. Did you understand? So happy when you heard about the wind upping the class, right? Is it clear to you? We have to find the value of x. So, mean is given, observations are given, number of observation is given. So, write substitute in the formula and then you do it. Clear? Okay, we will continue with the same class next day. Study well for your exams. I am not giving you homeworks now, but we have homeworks for Sundays. Okay, don't forget that is for our examination point of view. I have given the word problems as homework. So, you have to do that for Sunday. Here I am not going to give you any homeworks. We will deal the continuation of this class, we will take the next class. Okay, so stay safe. All the best for your exams. Thank you. Bye.